Hey everyone, quick question for you today. If I take this $20 bill, crumble it up, throw it on the ground, and stomp all over it, would you still want it? Of course you would, right? Because no matter how crumpled or dirty it gets, its value hasn't changed. It's still worth 20 bucks. But here's the weird thing. When it comes to ourselves, we don't think that way. When we stumble, when life crumbles us, or when we feel full of cracks and mistakes, we tend to tell ourselves, I'm useless, I'm broken, or I have no value left. If you're feeling that way right now, like you're not good enough or not perfect enough, this video is specifically for you. We're not going to talk about empty theories today. I want to share some stories that might just change the way you look at your own scars. And wait, before we start this healing journey, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. It's the simplest, free way to remind yourself, I deserve to hear good things every week. Did you click it? All right, let's dive in. Once upon a time, in a faraway village, there was a water bearer. He had two large ceramic pots hanging on the ends of a pole across his neck. One pot was perfect, shiny, and flawless. The other one was old and had a crack in its side. Every single day, the water bearer walked from the stream back to his master's house. The perfect pot always arrived full, proud of its accomplishment. It did its job perfectly. But the cracked pot? Poor thing. By the time they got home, it had leaked half of its water along the path. It felt ashamed and miserable about its flaw. It felt like a total failure. You see, that cracked pot is exactly like us when we're scrolling through Instagram or TikTok. We see those other perfect pots, peak careers, six-pack abs, luxury travel. And we look at ourselves and think, oh man, I'm leaking everywhere. Back to the story. One day, the cracked pot couldn't take it anymore. It said to the water bearer, I apologize. I'm useless. Because of my crack, you work so hard, but only get half the results. The water bearer just smiled gently and said, today, on our walk back, I want you to look closely at the flowers by the side of the path. The pot did as it was told, and to its surprise, it saw a vibrant strip of flowers running along the trail. But it still felt sad because by the time they arrived, it was still half empty. That's when the water bearer explained, did you notice that flowers only grow on your side and not on the perfect pot's side? I've known about your crack for a long time. So I planted flower seeds on your side of the path. And every day you have watered them. Without you, just the way you are, the master wouldn't have these beautiful flowers to grace his house. We often think our flaws, our cracks, are things we need to hide or fix. But sometimes those cracks are exactly where life, empathy, and beauty grow. Things that perfect people just can't offer. If that story hit home for you, comment below with a crack of yours that you later realized actually helped you grow. I'll be reading and hearting your comments. But why did the cracked pot feel so terrible? And why do we beat ourselves up over mistakes? Science calls this maladaptive perfectionism. We tend to equate self-worth with success. We think, if I'm not 100% successful, I'm trash. This is a dangerous mental trap that leads straight to depression and anxiety. In psychology, there's a concept called the inner critic. Think of this critic as a toxic boss living in your head. He's always nitpicking. Why did you stutter? Why aren't you promoted yet? You're so lazy. According to trauma expert Pete Walker, this inner critic often forms from past hurts, times when we tried to be perfect just to feel safe. But guess what? Perfection is an illusion. It's a 20-ton shield we carry to avoid judgment, but it actually stops us from taking flight. If you have a toxic boss in your head, try a quick trick from ACT, acceptance and commitment therapy. Name it. Call it the Dark Lord or the Wicked Witch. When it starts roasting you, just say, "Thanks, Dark Lord, but I'm busy right now." It sounds silly, but it helps separate you from those negative thoughts. The Japanese have a beautiful philosophy for dealing with imperfection called wabi-sabi. Wabi-sabi finds beauty in things that are imperfect, impermanent, and incomplete. The peak of this philosophy is the art of kintsugi. When a precious bowl breaks, instead of throwing it away or using superglue to hide the cracks, artisans repair it using lacquer mixed with powdered gold. They don't hide the wound, they highlight it. They believe that when an object has suffered damage and has a history, it becomes more beautiful and unique than it was at the start. Imagine your life is that bowl. Your past mistakes, your failures, your pain. Those aren't things that lower your value. Those are your golden veins. That is your history. You aren't broken. You are a unique, one-of-a-kind work of art. Even in music, the legendary cellist Yo-Yo Ma once said that when a string breaks during a concert, it's not a disaster. It's a moment of aliveness, a chance to create something new. Static perfection is artificial. Imperfection is natural. So the next time you mess up, don't label yourself useless. Ask yourself, how can I pour gold into this crack? Okay, the philosophy sounds great, but how do we apply this in real life when you're lying in bed feeling terrible? Here are 3 science-backed steps to reclaim your self-worth. 1. Practice self-compassion. Dr. Kristen Neff has proven that self-compassion is way more effective than self-esteem. Self-esteem usually requires you to be better than others. Self-compassion just asks you to treat yourself like you would your best friend. Try this. When you fail, put a hand on your heart and say, "This is really hard and I'm hurting, but I still deserve love." 2. Radical acceptance. This is a skill from DBT therapy. Acceptance doesn't mean you like failure. It means you acknowledge reality. Okay, this happened. It is what it is. Only when you stop fighting reality do you have the energy to change it. 3. Focus on the small things. The starfish story. There's a story about a boy walking along a beach, throwing stranded starfish back into the ocean. A man walks up and says, "What's the point? There are thousands of them. You can't save them all. You're not making a difference." The boy bends down, throws one more into the water and says, "I made a difference for that one." Don't try to save the world or be grandly perfect. Do small things. One act of kindness, one finished task, one smile. Your value lies in those small moments. Back to this bill. No matter what I do to it, it's still real money. Its value is guaranteed, regardless of whether it looks crisp or crumpled. Your value is the same. It is innate. It's like the hardware that came pre-installed, not software you have to download through achievements or other people's praise. No one is perfect. We are all cracked pots. But those cracks allow the light to get in and the seeds to grow. Don't fear imperfection. Gold-plate it. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like. It helps YouTube know this content has value. And more importantly, share this video with a friend who might be feeling a little lost right now. Sometimes a single link is all it takes to turn someone's day around. Don't forget to subscribe so we can meet again in the next video on self-growth and healing. Thank you so much for your precious time. I hope this made you feel a little lighter. Remember, you always have value, no matter what happens. See you next time.